Hey Taurus, happy February 2017. This is Darkdove Tarot. Hope everybody is having a great start to the new year. I pre-shuffled the cards, but I'm going to give them one more shuffle to add a little more energy. My readings are based on love and relationships, but if I sense other aspects that need to be addressed, I will bring those to the forefront as well. This is a general read, so as you always hear, check your sun, moon, and rising. Hopefully this resonates with the majority of you, but if not, you can check your other signs. As I've said in the past videos, I move pretty quick. I have a lot to say and want to make sure I cover everything, not take up too much of your time. So hopefully you find this spread valuable and it brings you some insight for February 2017 for Taurus. So let's see what we have. So I always start with your current state of mind, current position, where you're entering the month of February. And you have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups, this is a great card, especially for singles to start February with. The Seven represents choices and options, and it seems as though many of you are possibly online dating or revving up to date, maybe more so because of the nostalgia of Valentine's Day. I'm sensing a lot of you are finding many options. There seems to be an outpouring of potential suitors. This is great, but it seems like it's going to make it a difficult decision because there's going to be a lot of people who fit what you want. So you'll have to dig a little deeper into your desires to find ones worth keeping around. There is a warning to be heeded here, though. Almost every sign has gotten this card this month, and I've pretty much said the same thing. If you're looking for a fling, this is what you're going to get. So basically, you need to put out in the universe what you want to get back. If you give into a one-night stand or friends with benefits and your goal is to find someone genuine and develop a potential relationship, giving into this temptation will not lead you there. So this card also indicates wishes and positive thoughts. If you're looking for a good relationship or partnership, it's a good idea to visualize what you want while also being, realistic about your expectations. A lot of couples will be making wishes and setting goals. Some of you are hoping to extend your family. Others are hoping for an engagement. This card symbolizes temptation, as I said, for singles as well. Be cautious of that as couples. I don't see many of you giving into temptation, but it may arise, and I see it's someone or something coming towards you or your partner, not either one of you seeking anything out. So I don't see any of you really surrendering to the temptation. The Seven for relationships is also about a relationship that may have been off kilter a bit. So maybe you're coming into February and things don't seem to be going as smooth as they have been or the way you're hoping for. It seems like one partner is feeling like they put more effort in the romance department, or maybe even financially, or helping with the kids more, or working harder. If you're starting to feel signs of resentment towards your partner or from your partner, communication is going to be key before it gets ugly. I don't see it getting ugly at all. I just sense something's a little off. Like maybe you have so much going on, back to school, and there you've got, Valentine's Day, and I know so in some places there's parent-teacher conferences and all these other things that take you away from your partnership. So this month is a really good month to just hone it in a little more. The next card you have is going to be any feelings or challenges that go along with your current state of mind. And oftentimes these are internal. And you have the World. So the World is a really nice card. For couples, this resonates with the above, the Seven of Cups, because this can represent belonging or needing to belong. I feel like some of you are wondering your purpose in your relationship, either what you bring to the table or where you see yourself in the distant future and with your current partner. It seems as though some soul searching is being done, which is very positive. This doesn't mean that you or your loved one wants out by any means, but you're starting to look at the bigger picture and reflect on what it means to you and how it fits in your relationship currently. So you want to be fulfilled. You want your partner to feel fulfilled as well. You want to be stable in all aspects, love, money, etc. And this card implies you're heading in the right direction and you have a clear path, as this card kind of shows. So in the beginning, it feels like it might be a challenge, but I see it being accomplished by couples. It feels like February may start off a little clumsy for those of you in a relationship, and then with some focus and communication and kind of tying all the loose ends up and focusing on your relationship a little bit more, you'll be able to see clearer going forward what you both want. For singles, this is enjoyment and learning to live life to the fullest. Go on dates, be whimsical. Not everything is going to move smooth, but the world is yours, so make the best of it. There will always be good times and bad times, but right now, Taurus, this is your time. So, as I've stated above, if you haven't already, you will be seeing a change in the people you're meeting. Things seem to have shifted, and you're feeling positive that you will meet someone that you could see yourself moving forward with. So, definitely very good so far. And the next card you have is past relationships, traits you or your partner may possess, or troubles of past relationships. And you have the Devil card. So this card representing your distant past relationship, so, more than likely over a year or so ago and into distant years, means a lot of you have overcome so much. Many of you were in a relationship tainted by jealousy and lack of trust. I'm getting the sense this mainly happened to you, not that you were the instigator in these situations. So Taurus can be possessive sometimes, but not in a mean possessive. Mainly in the aspect of taking care of their families or maintaining finances, etc. Again, the jealousy and mistrust feels like many of you had partners that needed to know your every move, were very controlling, always accusing you of things that weren't really going on, a little bit delusional. A lot of you had partners who were addicts or had certain weaknesses like gambling or maybe sex. A lot of past pain is coming up here in the Devil. Also, these relationships, while most feel like love relationships, some of these seem like they could be family issues that you had in the past. Maybe you had an absent mother or father because of addiction and they ended up in jail or dead. And this has affected how you proceed in relationships. So I want to stop and make sure I say this. I've said it to one other sign that I feel really need it, and I feel like you need it too. You're not destined to end up like your parents or siblings. I get a very strong sense that you need to know that you will be okay and you will not follow a negative past if that's something you had to deal with. If this continues to haunt you, remember family is not always blood. I've let a lot of people go who were family because they weren't healthy for me. Some of my strongest family relationships as I've grown are with people who are not my kin by blood. So I feel for most of you, whichever situation it was, whether it was family or past relationship, it's made it hard to trust somebody again. Or, almost all of you had a very difficult ending to a very long relationship or marriage. And I can tell that you're past it and you want to make sure that doesn't play any part into something you have that's really good or your feelings towards romance in general. So this card is reminding you to remember the struggles, but to get past them. Watch for red flags. If you are single, look for the sign of someone who drinks too much or rushes in too fast. I want your email password, or I need to know the passcode to your phone, or whatever. Things that may show signs of control or a lack of control. I don't know. I sense it seems like for those of you in relationships, you have let the past go and you want to move forward. You found good, healthy relationships and you're moving past any regrets or unhappiness from the past, but you're not fully committing, although it appears you are on the outside. You have to allow yourself to love fully. Again, this is for those of you who are in happy and secure relationships. Allow the love to come and fully receive it. Stop harboring any what ifs or keeping the back door open so you can run when things get tough. Keep the past battle scars, wear them as a hero, and move past the hurts that may be keeping you from fully investing. So don't let this Devil hinder your romance going forward, but always remember to take the good from the past and leave the negative behind as much as you can, which I know sometimes is easier said than done. So the next card is your most recent past. So in the past month, maybe 2 months, maybe even, a few weeks ago. So You have the Ace of Coins. This is a wonderful card to come out of the recent past because this just affirms that you're moving away from this devil and any darkness you once experienced. The Ace of Coins carries so much potential. This is doors opening, new beginnings. Most of you have realized what it takes to make a healthy relationship and what you want and what you have to offer to the right person. It's as if a veil has been lifted and you're seeing things clearly. If you are single, this goes along with the 7 above. There's so much potential for you to find an amazing person and someone you can connect with. It seems like a lot of you are ready, like really ready. You aren't perfect. You're not expecting perfection, but you are expecting someone genuine to grow and build with. And that's what love and life is really all about. This does indicate you've been cultivating your life to be ready to accept and bring in a partner or new love prospect, and you're on the right track. You're right on the cusp of finding it. You spent the past few weeks getting to know people, even if it wasn't an exact fit with you, for you. You didn't lose faith. You're choosing to keep the positive energy alive. For couples, this means you share one goal and you've recently started to realize it. So along with your current position of the 7, really what you want is prosperity in your relationship. Your ultimate goal is to build the life and carry out the dreams you and your partner had in mind when you first met and came together. Maybe you've been feeling like it's not happening fast enough, or there have been too many kinks lately. Now it's like you're taking the time to figure out what you need to do to set the wheels in motion again. You're realizing that both of you need to make changes and you're working on being better companions to each other. And I really get the feeling you're well on your way. So that's very good. The next card you have is going to be future possibilities. And these are distant futures, so over the next few months, not just for February. And you have the Emperor. So this card represents, again, the distant future. So not something by the end of February, but something will start coming to fruition and you may start seeing signs by the end of February that it's heading in that direction. The Emperor implies that for couples, you'll be finding the structure and tradition you've based your relationships on. Whether it's regular tradition, your own tradition, whatnot, you'll start to see that kind of come back into play. You'll find your voices, you'll work unified again. As I've stated, I feel like you just haven't been meshing or clicking well lately, but you've never felt love falter. It's just the life around you seems to be taking over and you haven't been returning the love as much. This card shows that you will, and you will rekindle very happily. Again, this takes time, so it won't happen overnight. Having this come up as something you're working on this month is positive because, well, it's this month, in the month of love. Many of you are focusing on romance, and that's going to get hot and spicy for a few. So, hey, the bedroom will always need attention. Use Valentine's as your excuse to give it a little more attention, right? For singles, this means you're looking for the traditional to a certain extent. You may want to find someone for your happily ever after, and you're putting an effort to find somebody really special, and in turn, you're behaving like an emperor. So you're being noble and valiant, treating people with respect, even if they're not the perfect match, or it's not going to be that person going forward. It's like you're keeping it very sensible, but you're not being overly practical. You're allowing yourself to feel, romance. Yes, you want to have fun, and yes, you want to find the love and affection, but you're not getting carried away and swept up. It's like your logic is firing on all cylinders, and you're not going to let your heart do all the talking. This can be smart, especially for those of you who have gotten carried away in the past and have moved fast or have been reckless. So, good there. Okay, so the next card we have is your immediate future, and this is, the next few weeks. This is February. So you have the Ace of Cups. Oh, this reading is flowing so well, Taurus. The Ace of Cups is all about love and relationships. I feel like a broken record, but this card represents, again, choices, beginnings, new opportunities for singles, new love interests, and profound ones at that. February is going to go pretty swimmingly with new fish, and you may be kissing quite a few frogs. This card strongly represents a new relationship coming into play or becoming a reality. If you've recently met someone, then this may be that person. This card represents the immediate future, so Taurus, for a majority of you, this is happening. So embrace it. I get the feeling this isn't just about love, though. This is about friendships, work partnerships, those aspects developing as well. This may apply to very few of you, but I also saw like pet adoption or making, animal companions as well. Maybe you guys have decided to adopt a dog or adopt a cat or, add to your family in the animal sense. So that's always good as well. There's a lot of excitement in the air and it feels very positive. It's hanging like static electricity and sparks are just flying. For couples, the same applies. This is love and in abundance. Whatever you've been worried about has been put on the back burner. I feel like a lot of you are finally giving into the fact that your partner isn't going anywhere, so you can unpack your escape bag and close the back door. Feels like there's a new sense of security. You're finally letting yourself trust and love wholeheartedly. It also seems like a lot of you were wanting that commitment and you weren't quite getting it, and now it's come to the forefront and it's happening. So maybe some of you are even getting engaged this month. And the next card we have is future external factors. And you have the King of Cups. So these future external factors play into, what's coming, what your outcome is going to be here. The King in the external factors is about things you're doing or others are doing that affect the outcome of this month. Right now, most of you are behaving as kings, which is good. You're listening to your partners to strengthen the bonds. As I've stated above, it seems as though you've really gone through some times and deep thought and concentration. You're analyzing where you and your partner were going and where you want to be. But again, not in a negative, we're going to break up, just let's get back on track. The King of Cups means you're solving problems together, if there are any. Right now, it seems like nothing major is really coming up for the majority of you. Signifies a time that is kind of calm and drama-free in your relationship. Life goes up and down, so that could change at the drop of a hat, but for right now, in February, it seems like things are really positive. This will definitely push you in the direction of building a stronger togetherness. For couples, it shows that you may be meeting a lot of people, singles, it shows that you might be meeting a lot of people who fall into the friend category. So as you search for love or potential suitors, which we know there's going to be a lot of them, as I've stated a few times in this reading, don't discount the friend potential either. You can always make new friends. You never know if the future, could lead to something with a friend. Friends make good listeners for the most part and often offer up good, honest advice. So even if you put them in the friend category or they put you there, don't cut off all ties all the time, even if that's the only direction that you see it going. You could find their future advice helpful. And again, this also means a lot of you singles are calm and clear-headed and looking at all the dates, you're going to have. So you're able to make friends and not just, hey, this one didn't work out, or hey, this didn't fit exactly the mold that I'm looking for, but so I can no longer talk to them. I mean, experience meeting new people and enjoying new company and, meeting all walks of life. That's important, whether it's love or just making connections. We all need to make connections on certain levels, so that's always a positive thing. And the next card you have is internal factors for your future outcome. So internal, you have the Magician, and this card is great. The Magician is finding yourself internally. You're the master of your domain, so to speak. So if you're single, you're aware of your ability to have a relationship. You know that Tauruses make good partners, and for you, and for, once you're going to, if you don't already, feel completely comfortable in your own skin and capable. Again, this is all tying in so nicely because the card also represents versatility, which I see you stepping out of the box and not always sticking with people who make you comfortable. Maybe internally something's been missing for a long time and there's been no spark. Trying to meet someone you want may mean you need to show a side of yourself you haven't in a while, like letting your romantic side show more, or dating people who make you feel good instead of following the instinct of people who feel good on paper. So in other words, you're letting your feelings get involved more, which is a good thing. For couples, this feels like internal connections on a much deeper level. While you're keeping your lives in control, such as your kids, finance, work, etc., you're learning to spice things up. A lot of you are feeling your libido heating up this month. And even though you have been with this person for a while, you're feeling the internal butterflies or whimsy you haven't felt in a while. And that's super important to be able to get that back and remind yourself of the love and kid-like spirit you've had before. The Magician shows the power of your relationship and how good it can be if you truly make the effort to cultivate it. So that's an excellent card together. All together, this read has been very positive. You and Libra seem to be the two signs this month who have the most positive read so far. So the next two cards I'm going to pull together, and these are your hopes and fears and then the outcome. So your hopes and fears are represented by the Four of Cups, and your outcome is represented, if I can pick it up, by the Empress. So the hopes and fears fit directly with the outcome. The Four of Cups represents that although internally you're feeling much better based on the Magician here, you still have some deep-seated fears based on the Devil here. This card represents worry for singles of being taken advantage of or taken for granted. Again, this could be back to at one point you had a family member take advantage of you or a partner, whoever it is. I get the feeling you're meeting a lot of good people and you don't want anybody to play you or pull the wool over your eyes, so to speak. A lot of you have been through that in the past. I mean, haven't we all? Never makes us feel good to feel like a fool. And that's what it does when somebody plays you or they're not honest with you. A lot of you are trying to figure out if the people you're meeting are genuinely looking at being in a relationship or if they're too self-absorbed to really care about somebody else. While it's understandable, because you always want to keep your head above water and thinking clearly, don't give in to the past worries or let past situations dictate your love life and its future potential. For couples, this card represents the fear of falling into apathy again, as you may have in the past, with each other or with past relationships. So I think this is why your current state and your immediate past and immediate future have all related to really taking a look at where you and your partner want to be. At some point, it feels like you lost touch and interest in the romance department because you were so busy with your own lives, almost as if you were together but focused on bettering yourselves separately, thinking that would help when in reality it pushed you further apart. So one of you might have been focused on your career and one of you was focused on taking care of the kids, and you thought it was bettering each other, but you didn't focus on taking care of your love life. So for some of this, it is your current partner and you've come together and made major changes, maybe even marriage or a decision to have kids. For some of you, this is a past relationship and you're worried it will happen in your current one. It won't. As of right now, the majority of you are with a person you want to be with and you're taking the time to better the relationship because you see the future possibilities. The outcome in February again is the Empress. This is a great card to end the month with, Taurus, and especially the month of February. This card represents sensuality. And what better month could that fall in other than February, the love month? So for couples, the heat is definitely in full swing, and both you and your partner will be taking advantage of it. Take a staycation, get a hotel room, because it's definitely going to be too hot for home. Your senses are going to be heightened this month, and you will feel the ability to love unconditionally and wholeheartedly. This is a nurturing card, so some of you may be getting pregnant or find out you're pregnant this month. For singles, this is also a sensual card, so you may be seeing major heat as well. I foresee a lot of kissing and a lot of flirting going on. You will be meeting people who are creative and have more to offer than the mundane of work, home, sleep, repeat. This is fruitfulness, and you will have a basket to pick from. Whoever you meet this month that you decide to pursue a little more than dating will definitely give you a sense of security and allow you to slowly break down any emotional walls you may have put up. This card overall is the outcome for both singles and couples is heavenly. And that's what I get the sense a lot of you will be feeling towards the end of the month. So, Taurus, again, I hope this resonates with most of you. February looks like it's going to be a fantastic month. So, this month I want to light wish papers. And my wish for you, Taurus, in particular, is that you find yourself and lose yourself. So, that you find a person you want to be with, that you're true to yourself, but that you also learn to kind of loosen up a little bit, be flirty and romantic and let go emotionally. And I truly wish that you, if you're single, you meet somebody fantastic. And if you're coupled, that everything is going really well. So we'll go ahead and light your wish paper here. And then after that flies off, I have this silly kind of romance deck that I thought would be fun for February. And the romance deck is cute. Oh, there we go. And that flew off. So we've got that. And then this romance deck, they're kind of small, so I don't know that you'll be able to see it, but let me give it a shuffle. And then I'll just pull one for fun and see what it says. And you have, never let the sun go down on your anger. Take some chocolate to bed and talk it over. So again, they're pretty tiny, so I don't know that you can see it, but great read. Thanks, Taurus. Have a great February, and I'll see you next month.